He told me he says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua.
If he fights Anthony Joshua, everybody's wish and dream of him getting finished will come to fruition.
AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out?
You know, there's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying.
Before Jake Paul even steps into the ring, Cormier says the ending is already written. Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul are shaping up to be one of the most electrifying matchups of the year. And as the year comes to an end, Daniel Cormier believes Jake Paul's career might be ending with it. In a recent interview, Cormier didn't hold back. He warned Jake Paul that while he may love stepping into big money fights, this time the danger is real, because standing across from him is Anthony Joshua.
I have a problem with all that. I don't know how you guys feel about the Jake Paul Anderson, the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Mike's 60, man.
Right.
Mike did make like 27 mil, so I get it.
He told me he says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua.
If he fights Anthony Joshua, everybody's wish and dream of him getting finished will come to fruition.
But I think the thing is
he's better now.
Yeah. But no, he takes it serious. You can appreciate that. You can tell that he spends time in the gym. You tell that he has serious coaches, and he's taking this craft serious. He ain't just getting in there, and people like, oh, he's just...
He's a YouTuber. No, he ain't.
No.
He's a boxer.
No.
Cormier confidently predicted that this fight could finally fulfill the wish of millions who've been waiting to see Jake Paul get finished, and he believes Joshua is the man who will make it happen. But at the same time, Cormier made one thing very clear. Jake Paul is no longer just a YouTuber. He sees him as a legitimate boxer who has already proved his dominance in multiple fights, and anyone still calling him just a YouTuber is missing the reality of how far he's come in the sport.
So, Jake Paul's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's not training at the local YMCA.
No.
He's got real coaches on salary.
He got real
coaches.
He's
got high-level coaches.
Yes.
And he lives to box now.
Yes.
As the world eagerly awaits the fight, reactions from analysts and fighters continue pouring in, not just from the boxing world, but the MMA world as well. Even Alex Pereira shared his thoughts on who he thinks will come out on top. While he admitted he doesn't fully buy into the hype, he still predicts that Jake Paul is in for a brutal nightmare.
Ring Magazine just broke the news that Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua were finalizing their fight. Who do you think wins that fight?
I didn't know, but there's no way. There's no room for him.
Okay.
This fight has truly captured everyone's attention, as fans eagerly await the day when the relatively small YouTube-turned-boxer Jake Paul steps into the ring with the feared heavyweight Anthony Joshua. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. has been rooting for this matchup, calling it a huge moment for the sport. He also predicted that Joshua will be the one to take Jake Paul down, reminding fans of the power and dominance Joshua brings into the ring.
I want to change subjects just a little bit here. And Anthony Joshua, there's rumors circulating he could be fighting Jake Paul next. One, do you think it's good for boxing? And two, do you think the fight will happen?
I think it's great for boxing. I think the fight will happen. AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out? And for him, he'd probably make more money fighting Jake Paul than he will fight anybody else that he can fight right now. So why would he not do it? I mean, not that he needs the money right now anyway, but if he's going to do something, if you want to get a good win to put him back on the scene, that's a perfect win. You get a lot of money doing it.
Sharing his thoughts, Sean O'Malley also weighed in, calling the fight a dangerous one for Jake Paul. Despite being friendly with him, O'Malley asserted that this is the kind of matchup that could completely change the course of Jake Paul's career. All of this points to one thing. People are genuinely worried about Jake Paul's future, and many believe his career could come to an end with a savage knockout by Anthony Joshua.
This fight, as a friend of Jake, I'm scared. Getting knocked out by someone like that changes lives. It doesn't change just your career path. And he's willing to go out there and fight, and that is absolutely fucking insane.
The upcoming December 19th boxing match between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua has captured the attention of the combat sports world. Set to take place in Miami, this bout has sparked both excitement and concern as fans, analysts, and former champions weigh in on the clash between the YouTube star turned boxer and the two-time heavyweight champion. The fight represents a stark contrast in experience, skill, and physicality, creating one of the most talked about matchups of the year.
Listen, Jake Paul had his face-off today with Anthony Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
He called himself Andy Ruiz 2.0.
Oh,
So
nice.
I got to ask, what advice would you give to him like technically?
I think just having faith, man. Having faith, don't be scared, and do what you gotta do, you know? Ask God for that victory and He will come through, and just be fearless, you know? That's what you gotta do. You gotta be fearless and give it all you got, you know?
Any secret to, like, you know, boxing a guy like
Just get him with the
Joshua?
right hand. That's what Jake Paul's looking for, the right hand. And if he lands, he could do good damage.
Jake Paul has made a name for himself in boxing through spectacle and strategic fights that have built his reputation beyond his YouTube beginnings. Despite his growing record, many experts warn that this fight could be unlike any he has faced. Joe Rogan, a renowned UFC commentator, has highlighted the dangers awaiting Paul, emphasizing that he may not fully grasp the challenge posed by Joshua. Unlike the smaller opponents Paul has faced in the past, Joshua is a seasoned heavyweight, weighing in at around 245 pounds, bringing both size and elite skill to the ring.
Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're gonna fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league. Okay, look, Usyk beat him, and he beat him twice, and Andy Ruiz caught him in the first fight and dropped him and stopped him. It was spectacular.
Rogan described Paul's choice to face Joshua as an extraordinary decision, even bordering on reckless. He pointed out that Paul recently competed in a fight resembling a light sparring session against a much older opponent, which, while entertaining, did little to prepare him for someone of Joshua's caliber. Joshua possesses significant knockout power, speed, and athletic ability, making him a dangerous adversary for anyone, especially someone like Paul who has yet to face top-tier heavyweights. Rogan's blunt warning summed it up. If Joshua lands a clean right hand, Paul could be in serious trouble.
Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're f***ed. This is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is fucking
Here's the
terrifying.
thing that nightmares are made of.
And he's got that one-punch nuclear power. One punch. And he's fast. It's an like, there's certain guys that, like, in kickboxing couldn't translate over to MMA because they didn't have the kind of speed.
The conversation surrounding this fight extends beyond Rogan's warning. Former world champion David Haye has also expressed concern over the matchup, questioning why the fight is even permitted given the enormous gap in skill and experience. Haye emphasized the difference in athleticism, pointing out that Joshua is a prime athlete who has dedicated his life to boxing. He highlighted Joshua's discipline, clean lifestyle, and years of training, noting that the consequences for Paul could be severe. Haye went so far as to suggest that a referee would need to be exceptionally cautious to prevent serious harm if Paul were trapped against the ropes, highlighting the potential danger this fight presents.
The damage that's going to be inflicted to him. Boxing's a dangerous, dangerous game. Your brain isn't supposed to rattle around in your head, particularly the way it's going to for Jake Paul when Anthony Joshua starts letting those punches fly. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be, I hope they've got some real good paramedics close by because it could be that bad.
Critics have continued to voice their opinions, illustrating the widespread concern surrounding Paul's chances. Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi used dark humor to make a point, joking that Paul's only realistic chance to defeat Joshua would involve something as extreme as a weapon. He said, "How would he have done it? Jake Paul wins? A gun. A gun. I mean, I can't think of anything like the only thing that's preventing me from betting everything I own on Anthony Joshua is the fact that I think this is so ridiculous that I'm missing something. I think there's gotta be something I'm missing that then the laugh will be on me." Despite these warnings, Paul has expressed confidence in his ability to compete against Joshua. He believes he possesses the power to pull off a knockout, though this confidence is not shared by most experts. Even Paul's own mother expressed genuine fear for her son's safety, describing her reaction to the fight announcement with shock and concern. In contrast, his father responded with a mix of surprise and encouragement, admiring Paul's ambition while questioning the magnitude of the challenge he had chosen.
My friends and family couldn't even believe I was taking this fight.
Fighting Anthony Joshua
No, look at my, oh no. Are you crazy? What the?
Are you scared?
No, I'm terrified.
Adding to the chorus of caution, respected trainer Abel Sanchez weighed in on the potential risks for Paul. Sanchez acknowledged the financial incentives behind the fight, but suggested that Paul may have overstepped his limits. He highlighted Paul's recent loss to Tommy Fury as evidence that he may struggle against elite opponents.
Jake Paul has done something that few other people have been able to accomplish, and that is to garner the attention of the fan that's not really a boxing fan. That's really just a spectacle fan. But got to give him credit. He's got a great gig. He's making a lot of money. I think this time he's taking a little bigger step than he should have. AJ is not only an Olympian, but he's a world champion. He's fought the best, and Jake got beat by Fury. So he's not that good a fighter against the real fighters. So I see him getting hurt.
According to Sanchez, Joshua's combination of Olympic experience, world championship pedigree, and knockout ability makes him a threat that Paul may not be fully prepared for. He predicted that Paul will experience levels of punishment he has never encountered before, suggesting that a knockout is a very real possibility.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's going to get hurt, but he's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit like he's never been hit before. He may get knocked out because he's a good boxer for his level. Anthony's at a different level.
Even within the extended boxing world, voices like John Fury, father of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, have weighed in. Known for his candid opinions, Fury expressed confidence that Joshua will make swift work of Paul. He emphasized that any other outcome would raise serious questions about the legitimacy of the fight, suggesting that the stakes are high not just for the fighters, but also for the credibility of the sport. Fury's remarks underline the consensus among many boxing insiders that Joshua holds a decisive advantage.
But Anthony, listen to me. Don't take a dive with this Jake Paul, mate. Do not do that, not for $1 billion, my pal. Don't do it. Don't do as the others have done. Do not take dives. If he fights you, knock him dead as a nit, and good luck with it.
Tyson says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying. How does that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, you know...
You give me a headline there, by the way.
If it goes any other way, you know it's fixed, don't you? Enough said.
The reactions to this matchup are not limited to traditional boxing analysts. UFC and MMA communities have also engaged with the fight, recognizing the spectacle and danger involved. Fighters and commentators alike have shared their predictions, with many leaning toward the conclusion that Paul is in for a harsh night. The sheer size, experience, and technical skill Joshua brings to the ring create a scenario that few believe Paul can navigate successfully.
So a lot of people underestimate Jake Paul, but in reality, he's a good fighter and he's dedicated, and that's what I like about him.
You get on the phone with Jake before the fight?
I haven't, but I'm gonna hit him up. And try to give him some little pointers, huh?
Despite all the warnings, Paul's team and supporters remain optimistic. Paul continues to assert his confidence, maintaining that he can compete with Joshua and that a knockout is within his reach. This self-belief, while admirable, contrasts sharply with the consensus of experienced fighters and analysts who view the matchup as heavily one-sided. The public's reaction has mirrored this tension, with some fans expressing excitement for the spectacle, while others voice worry over Paul's safety and career trajectory.
It begs the question, if Anthony Joshua ends up inflicting considerable damage on Jake Paul, how much does that reflect on you and Matchroom?
Everything we do in this sport, we want to make it as safe as we possibly can, but we have to accept the risks attached to it.
And this is risky, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it is risky. I think Jake Paul's crazy. I think he's delusional. But respect to him for doing it, and he's getting a load of money.
A lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. Just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People ask him, why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out.
The magnitude of the physical disparity is often emphasized by commentators and former fighters alike. Joshua's size, strength, and refined technique present challenges that Paul has not yet faced. Analysts consistently note that the combination of these factors makes the fight particularly dangerous, framing it as a true test of Paul's abilities and resilience. Many predict that unless Paul surprises the world, Joshua will dominate the bout, potentially ending Paul's unbeaten streak and putting a serious dent in his boxing career.
I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this. If I was managing or promoting Jake Paul, would I say this is the right move for Jake Paul? Probably not. He's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
Even in casual discussions among fans and pundits, the prevailing sentiment is caution. Many acknowledge Paul's rise in the sport, but emphasize that this fight represents a step into a completely different league. The sheer athleticism and experience that Joshua brings make the stakes exceptionally high, and the risks are tangible. These discussions highlight the tension between Paul's growing reputation and the reality of the challenge he has chosen to accept.
The Joshua thing is crazy.
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a lunatic, and it's probably real. I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone. Forever.
The anticipation leading up to December 19th has created an environment where every comment from analysts, former champions, and fighters is scrutinized. Rogan's stark warnings, Hayes' blunt assessments, and Malignaggi's dark humor all contribute to a sense of foreboding for Paul. At the same time, these reactions generate hype, drawing attention to what is undoubtedly one of the most intriguing bouts in recent memory. The narrative surrounding the fight combines danger, spectacle, and personal ambition, capturing the imagination of combat sports fans worldwide.
By the way, just make one thing very, 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 very clear. You know, this whole, oh yeah, well if it's scripted, please stop with that bullshit. One, we would never enter a fight. By the way, that is illegal. This is a professional sanctioned contest. I don't believe for a second that fight was... Imagine saying to Mike Tyson, yeah mate, don't hit me. Do you honestly think that Jake Paul or Nikisa would have even the front to say to me, right, here's the proposal, 8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves, but you're only allowed to really throw punches from the 4th round. I mean, he's going to go in there and destroy him. That is what he's going to do. 8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves, and the weight was set below 245, which it's not easy for AJ. He's been fighting at about 255 lately. But also, we understand, like...
Amid all this commentary, Paul's personal reactions and those of his family have also entered the public discourse. While he maintains confidence, his mother's genuine fear and his father's cautious encouragement provide a human perspective on the risks involved. These reactions add depth to the story, reminding viewers that the fight is not just a spectacle, but also a personal challenge with potential consequences.
There's got to be some kind of disadvantage, because it's like Father Christmas, as I said, just come down the chimney with a sack load of cash and went, hello AJ, we're going to give you a wonderful Christmas. Here it all is, for a little run out in Miami, and after that you can go and have a couple of days on the beach as well. You're never going to be able to keep everybody happy. You can't take away an Olympic gold medal, and you can't take away 2 World Heavyweight Championships.
The cumulative weight of these expert opinions paints a vivid picture. Jake Paul is stepping into a highly dangerous situation where his skills, confidence, and previous successes may not be enough. Joshua's combination of championship experience, physical attributes, and knockout ability makes him a formidable opponent, and analysts, former champions, and trainers alike are cautioning that Paul could face serious consequences if he underestimates the challenge.
First of all, kudos to Jake Paul. The cojones this motherfucker has. From a Disney kid to YouTube to... He can fight anyone and get views and make fucking money. This crazy wild boy sends out the bat signal, the British bat signal for Anthony motherfucking Joshua. You know how crazy that is? I will say this. I don't think any of Jake Paul's fights are fixed in any capacity. At all. Not even close. I don't get down that narrative. I will say this though. My spidey senses will go off if Anthony Joshua doesn't absolutely mop the floor with him.
The build-up to the fight has generated discussions across the combat sports world, drawing attention from boxing fans, MMA followers, and general sports enthusiasts. The widespread analysis of the matchup, the physical disparity, and the potential consequences has created a narrative that is both thrilling and concerning. Paul's journey from YouTube celebrity to professional boxer is remarkable, but facing someone like Joshua represents an unprecedented challenge in his career.
But someone needs to say to Jake, this is now dangerous. This isn't Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. This isn't like 56, 57-year-old Mike Tyson. This isn't Anderson Silva. This is a live 260-pound behemoth who has detonators in both hands, who can seriously hurt you. I've been ringside 15 of AJ's fights. When he lands that right hand, it's a problem. It's a big, big problem.
Just ask Francis Ngannou. Just ask Francis Ngannou. That was a scary knockout. You were right there. I was right there. He didn't get up, and this is a guy who had never been knocked down before.
Gonna fight Canelo, but even that, there's Canelo, who's and there's AJ in terms of power. Like the jump from Canelo to AJ is astronomical.
Even with all the predictions and warnings, the fight promises to be a major event. The sheer contrast between the two fighters, combined with Paul's unorthodox rise and Joshua's polished skill, ensures that the bout will be watched closely by fans and experts alike. The tension between Paul's ambition and the harsh realities of facing a world-class heavyweight adds drama and intrigue to the story, making the fight a defining moment for both athletes.
So, I don't think it's a good idea, but pounds and pence and dollars and cents make sense. And there's a lot of dollars and cents and pounds and pence in this one, so.
There you have it, the full breakdown on Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua and why so many experts are worried about Paul's chances. What do you think? Can Jake pull off the impossible? Or is Joshua walking into an easy night? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Ring Rivalry for all the latest fight updates and analysis. Stay tuned, the countdown to fight night is on.